What? Fine, why not?
Very cool. Now tune it to Sad FM is a radio station specializing. The skiff, once you get, have you made all the, remember what?
What? Fine.
Very cool. Sad FM is a radio.
Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Eternally. Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last and the trees are green and overhanging, where the light free and everlasting. And the trees are green and overhanging, where the light free and everlasting. Want to be free. Eternally. Disco
The boat comes to in the silence. There is very little. Let's go. The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot.
Ah, yes, so it seems. For bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? You could also lock the bay.
As a defensive measure, lock it off that side of.
From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Reva.
ICM. This feels familiar somehow.
Insul Indian Citizens Militia.
Sounds an awful lot like.
It does. The RCM may descend. It's impossible to...
Nice political thoughts. It's going to be hard to say them. Carrying around all that weight on a busted crutch is making you pant.
That's just a coincidence, officer. The core mill was founded in 30 after 44 years. That's not nearly enough to... One of these barrels was still leaking fuel. No, that's the uninhabited...
A DeLorean-era symbol.
No, an upside...
With its horns in the sky. The symbol of the commune. An old cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift. With makeshift electrical, the lieutenant puts his hand on the metal barrel.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it.
Wait, have it...
Downstairs, somewhere? Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes mazout. The kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel thieves. It's been a
The lieutenant pauses. Something seems to be...
long and cold.
There's no time to dwell on this. A hollow ring. The canister is empty.
I don't know. I'm not a philosopher. Someone who is basically...
The wind outside. Oh, glorious Folnier, you wear the full set like a true-born hero. The ultimate performance of fun flows in you. You are the most ultra. Go on. The fucking sun... Books and magazines, like most, are so popular depictions of man versus nature among...
Someone's made themselves a home.
Oh yes, under the bed, there is a rather extensive collection of critical theory, that is, dour, life non-affirming left-wing literature, published by small imprints, such as abattoir firm.
Ooh, yeah. I agree. Humanitarian sciences. It stands out.
Your incendiary remark has failed. Wasn't there some in the communist students' room?
Well, yes. That one...
The little books seem inconsequential next to...
Again, I am not a philosopher.
Interesting. Soft covers, serialized soft cover. There's a greasy old spring mat.
Someone has been squatting here.
You force the rest of...
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead.
You face the concrete wall. There's less light there, in the dark corner. Like a dog the blanket feels cold. The entire room does. Concrete, you feel yourself standing up in the darkness, right next to the mattress. Slowly, the world begins to hatch from the blackness. Sleep. Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the will off to advise the Queen of Shest, most likely. This is the Holy Suzerain of Mwindi. I don't know, man. What is the Holy Suzerain doing here? Something seems off.
Just my scepter, my globe cruciger, a spare silk gown. Oh, this. This is just a wreath. The crown of immortality is made of rarefied light.
She looks at the suitcase, not knowing.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I was heading to the aerodrome. I just don't have time to...
She means she doesn't have time to tend to your emotions.
Hey. I'm doing really good, actually. Both professionally and romantically. I've come to a fulfilling and peaceful period in my life. Well, how are you doing, Harry? Don't say that. I know this positive thing sounds...
This is everything I always warned you about.
I'm going to Morova.
She sighs and looks over.
No, Harry. No. I don't want a massive, epic showdown. We don't have anything to talk. It's all gone.
Oh God, whatever you do, don't try to kiss her yet. Not after that. You're still reeling. You'll fall over if you try now.
I don't want it. That's not what figurines do, Harry.
She looks at the headless found rider between your fingers.
No, please. Please don't give me anything. Harry, I don't want things. I didn't ask for things. It's too late to give me anything. I would have liked these things, but now, only boring hell remains.
with your feet trembling from the steps you took. Tepid and fearful, you stand against her. She is not kissing you back. Her chest rising like a pillow, warm exhalations against the side of your mouth. Hidden, distant, kept safe from you, feels like soft fuzz. A bird covered in down, the world's most precious material. The delicate wreath on her forehead pressing into your temple. The silver is cold from the spring. This was not about failure or success. The moment is ending. She is going to move her face away from yours. Trying hard not to look at you. When she withdrew and you held on, brother, you should put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for...
No, I'm just Dora. Why did you do that to yourself? You know I don't cheat, Harry. I never cheated on you.
She breathes out heavily, as if something painful has passed through her, and shakes her head. She shakes her head one more time.
No, Harry. I'm pregnant. Yes, he did it. I terminated yours. Don't you remember, you poor fuck? Now, go ahead. Ask me more questions.
No, this has to end. More questions. Ask more. She doesn't know what to say.
Yes, okay. I'm glad. It doesn't sound like you're better at all, Harry.
Total annihilation. We got annihilated, Harry. It wasn't about responsibility at all. It was always only about you having no power at all over her.
I don't know what you mean. Dolores Day. Oh, Harry, you shouldn't have called me like that. They shouldn't have. Months already.
The air. Black-eyed dogs wander the alleys. Apple trees hang dead. It's Dora. That's what the voice said on the phone. Dubois. Yes. Dora Dubois.
Oh, no. No, 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 no. We're not doing that again. Oh, Harry, call me like that. They shouldn't have. Months or...
The air gets cold. Black-eyed dogs wander that. The mysterious smile on her lips keeps stretching wider, as if she's forgotten you're there, in some great and calming thought. Then she notices you, and it's immediate.
The morning? I don't understand. Oh my God, Harry, stop. I don't want to hear... I can't do that anymore. Wasn't I Dolores? I haven't even bought the ticket.
We all told you. Everyone warned you. Everyone.
Literally all of you.
I'm glad too, but I have to...
What?
It is. Useless. Yes, Harry. I am. Things have gotten much better for me, now that I am the ruler of the known world.
A tiny golden watch with red straps around her bony little wrists.
We both said a lot of things.
It was her. I can feel it. I can see it.
As Queen Regnant, I write a lot of letters.
You need to recite it to her. For effect. All of it. No some. Yeah. Put a stake through your heart. She won't get hurt. She'll bend out of the way.
Please, Harry. I just don't have time for this. Okay, stop. Yes. Are you happy now? Very well. I wrote it. It was morning. You slept. There was hoarfrost on the ground when I left. It was 100.
The light of the video rental shines through her dress now. A DeLorean figure, cut in black, moves below. It's still her. Her legs.
42. That is the light rail that took me to Koron. No human being should still remember the position of atoms such eons ago. It must feel unnaturally sad. A sadness so ancient. And my crown of can't you see? I can never think you're cool again.
It wouldn't be a cheap rental this time. Nothing will. I've been poisoned.
Is there really anything left? If not, we can always repeat one of the things we have already talked about. I am actually very ordinary, Harry. Below this gown and this thing you've made me into. I'm sorry for saying so, but I just hate it. What is this? My lungs do not glow, Harry. I am just like all the others. None of us have glowing lungs. Stop making me into some kind of...
No answer. The arches, you won't do any of that. You can barely make her cry. An apricot scented all the roads. We missed a completely different world.
I am actually... This thing you've made me... My lungs do not... Oh, Harry. I don't need...
An apricot all the roads. A completely different world.
I am actually... This thing you've made... My lungs do not glow, Harry. It is.
An apricot scent all the... A completely different world.
That is very contested by modern history. You're only saying this because things didn't work out between us. I'm not that either. It's not. But... I don't know why I said, but that's it.
Where? Stop. You're only making it worse for him. You never help with anything.
It just takes some time, but
She keeps her shoulders squared and her back straight. But it's clear, you're still making her sad.
It's okay. Yes. It only took me 1 year, maybe 2. Phew. No, Harry. We already tried again, and it didn't work.
Is that how it is now? We should just try. Not you too.
I don't know. Please. Harry, we can't be together because...
She avoids turning them to you. They're turning moist now. Her eyes. She slowly shakes her head and tries to get hold of herself, brushing her hands.
You know what I mean. A cop. You've worked there for so long you can't even talk like a normal person anymore. It's always lists with you. This is another one, isn't it? We're in a tree right now.
In descending order, usually.
It's not just the list. Other people get set. In conclusion, I have to, Harry.
I was wrong. You don't have power over her anymore. You shouldn't have said that. I am wrong about everything. You should go on without me.
That was someone else. I betrayed her, overwrote her, and I'm happier for it. And I'm really going... Yes. I won't see you, but you will see me. Oh, Harry. This is right here, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. 3 times a week, at least. I'm suffocatingly beautiful and young, and I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum, like I did that time when I asked you for. Oh yes, this is real darkness. It's not death or war or child molestation. See you tomorrow.
You're up quick. How was your sleep? I did not want to wake you. Perhaps I should have?
The lieutenant nods. I understand. We've all been through similar things. It can be overcome.
Okay.
He's still worried. You must have really thrashed and squealed in your sleep. You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one. A heavy steel blast.
Another part of the island, probably. The lock looks like it could still be. Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open?
He's right. It would be better to open its big brother. A powerful engine hangs under the ceiling. It must control the blast door.
I think there's a console just southeast.
Green paint flecks off the monoblock aluminium.
The console of an antique, possibly. Urgence, ouvert, allumé, radiodiffusé.
This device was used to control the electronics in the room. It could open doors. Nothing happens. The dial slides under the glass. Silently, you make out defunct stations.
Insular. This is an off-air radio computer.
It's an air-gapped system. An off-air military model. Its circuits are nearly impossible to bend.
We need to restore power before using. We should look around.
The boat engine. The console looks on. A strange feeling looking at the water. Maybe you should just wander off into the sea. Leave in the still mirror of the bay, you see Martinez, islets and posts. Yes, cold and still. Oh fuck, no. We're not perhaps in front of the maybe. You know it. There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof. At the head of it, double embrasures, firing slits.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use. Brand name and an empty can of beans on the ground next to it, filled to the brim with cigarette butts. The silhouette of a tobacco picker adorns the paper filter. The brand, Tio Moteri.
I may have been wrong when I said it wasn't important. This means the same person could have... I didn't see any signs of smoking inside though. If people live there, they keep it tidy.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you, like a little window. Quite old and grimy from years without cleaning by anything other than the rain. The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your neck to look out. Trepidation. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape painting. A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. Capeside apartments. The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the Whirling in Rags. The box-shaped silhouette of the Whirling in Rags. Its sloped roof, a tiny fleck of light catches your eye.
What does that mean? Do you have line of sight to do? I can see it. Through the scope of a rifle. The shooter would be prone, lying on the mattress, barrel resting on the... I think we have it. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest.
Affirmative.
Why? We don't go everywhere in the 1,000-meter radius of the crime scene. That's not procedure. Don't beat yourself up, officer. We did not put guns in their hands or get them drunk.
The lieutenant pauses.
We will make up for it. Here. I feel it. Where?
He does not answer, just nods. With his...
We should move now.
This old cylinder, the lieutenant, there's a red starter switch. The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old...
That should do it.
A dim golden
It's on. Turn emerge.
automatic boot. The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in.
After you. So did I. Not back there, but I felt it since we came here. Don't worry. I have a gun. I know. It was not easy. I don't know.
A thin wisp. An old man, wearing tracksuit trousers, leans on the frame stock of his right, then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him, unclouded by cataracts. He's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man...
The what now? I can't hear you. I may have. Also,
The position...
fire guy. My eyesight? Yes. Helps me see all the shit. It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. It's a Triangong.
Southeast Samaran made. Exotic. Must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer.
A Samaran rifle.
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid. I did. And I should have burned that console. Reactionary rock and roll music.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
Sad FM, huh? I always hated that. The fascists were right about rock and... You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk, white from the ball.
The lieutenant pulls his pistol.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy.
The words, I am an enemy commander, sound cold as iron.
And what rank would that be, dog? A big wheel of the 4th Regiment of the Pederast Army. It's out of bullets.
Like an amputated limb in the sand. His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. The rifle's in a shabby state. like a crutch that's seen. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burned into the wood.
No one said it has to be a Belma grave. We were just guessing.
From ballistics, it could easily have been a triangle.
It doesn't matter if it was made in Shanti Shanti. All it has to do is use jacketed ammunition. And it does. The right type and the right...
He's liking this. The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession. No reply. Is strangely like a puppet on a string. There's something off. You feel it.
My name is Josef Lilianovich. I am a deserter, a partisan, and
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? You're
from the insular Indian. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th,
51 minus 8 equals 43.
no. I've been on other islands too. I was an resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E40, 43 years and 10 months. It's not how a human being.
What have you been doing?
Hiding, fishing.
Where it's morning, on Rue de Saint-Gislain, people are walking. The two police officers step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer Jean-Vic Mayer, Inspect Patrol officer Judith Minot, points west. The fishing village. She glances at the officers go, leaving behind the writing.
Always waiting. For hurt.
Her who?
Girl child. Revolution. I am not a fool. I know the material base for an uprising, the historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore. How does anyone survive? I steal supplies, vegetables. I collect.
How is your health?
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red.
He does seem frail, gaunt for his age.
The RCM can provide medical services.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you. I have been running out of that stuff. There's nothing I haven't. I have holes in my brain. I don't even know what. Inferno? No wonder. All your minds are rotting. It's disgusting.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
I was just 16 years old. 15 when I volunteered. You could say I misunderstood. A second is all it for reaction to take hold. May the 13th, 08. 44 years, the combined might of international capital. All at once. All huddled on the floor.
A terrible shame, still within him. The lobes of his ears are...
No. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid in airships. They'd all drowned in the lower. The mask of humanity fall from capital. It has to take it off to kill everyone. Everything. And then you see it. That the bourgeois are not human. I had to fight it. I had to never. It was hard in the Thames. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching.
There were posters.
We communards still, and others too. Some cordons of at night. I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrol
In the city, you move underground?
from bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmagre, useless now.
So you've been there.
Sleeping. Some nights, Amar scrounging.
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked across.
The propaganda bunker. I used
Propaganda bunker.
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. And a lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go underground anymore. It's better in the room. I do. They're good. Plenty of tar. I like that boy on the pack, too. Reminds me of... I don't want to. They're all traitors.
He does not want to see life moving on. People... The old man looks across the wall.
It's not an island. What? It's a defensive fortification. The congenitally deformed King Philip coalition military death blow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone. You don't know. You haven't seen it. Iblet, the black-eyed angel. You're with the RCM. The coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol. You're the RCM. You represent the moralist into... Take me to them.
A spray of blood from his mouth. Rene, the royalist on the coast, said.
Liberal reaction.
Is that part of why you've been here all this time?
He just wipes the blood from his chin.
I don't think you did. No, I am not a soldier. Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a...
The old man.
His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follows the ideology of...
Scientific communism. A commissaire.
He was like a cleric, a shepherd.
No, the opposite of that.
He nods slowly. Then another.
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce.
What strikes you about this gaunt man is not the stomach pain, or the cough, or the malnutrition. For a man who's spent Indeed, he speaks fluidly. His movements are rapid, if erratic. It's a mystery. This animation comes at a cost too. Great leaps of emotion. From anger. You've seen demented people before. This feels similar, yet different. When his thoughts move, perhaps, in summary...
No, I'm not okay. I shit blood, and I'm so...
There it is again. Erratic hand motions, bouts of rage, and the stomach thing too, of course.
What have I used it for?
Killing people?
It's a gun. That's what they're... I've used it to...
Interesting. During or...
There is no after the war.
So he's continued killing after hostil. Go in straight. No euphemisms. No. Be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat it first. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
What did I just say?
What did I just tell you? Don't drop the ball now.
I don't want to tell...
And why did you think that was a good idea? Don't listen to me. I'm wrong. Or nothing comes to you, and in them, a chill, like electricity running up your spine.
All his...
Detective.
The who now?
He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it again. This is dramatic flair on his part. Right choice. We're in. Do it, sire.
yes, that one.
Did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the
Exhaust him with proof. The scent of blood in the air. Something about the tracks. Suddenly, all those tracks are so confusing. Go with something else first.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You damn...
You had direct visibility. They are ombre. You've been here a long time.
I'm ready to die.
He's practically admitting to it. Dead fascists for fascists. Done his part.
You're sad for your fascia brother, aren't you? One twig got broken. Now the others are sad. Stupid dwat.
The lieutenant looks at you. Not this, he seems to say. Anything but this.
Intuition is an aberrant psycho. Your brain is...
He does not answer, but still, somehow you knew it was a communist. Perhaps you suspected it before you took the case. The vision was you remembering that. Was it supposed to? The inland sea is dark, vast, and...
Standing there, slack-jawed, brain...
Not a lot of guns around that use military grade.
It's a real gun. You look like imbecile.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
You didn't handle... None of those people mean any...
You're getting diverted. Push the gun. Only the...
So you watched the fight?
You don't know.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it? 4.46 jacketed ammunition, modified for red. Good. This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the key.
Murder.
Wait, here it comes. There were Maybells in the grass. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the... You got it. Remember? The boot prints were like no modern...
Everything is brands with you individual.
Show me the soles, please.
Fucking imbecile.
The maker is called sensory. You see their V-shape. These are not the unusual horizontal patterned soles. You saw...
The size fits, but not the sole.
Sire, he doesn't have to be...
Racking those brains up.
The lieutenant gives you a quick sideways glance. The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. You've almost got him. Just a last little push.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning...
He seems tender suddenly. Nostalgic even.
So many this year, too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. They blossom on the...
South, the Bay of Martinez is dotted with little freckles of islets, turning green, with...
The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with
You must get around a lot to stay undetected.
I may. Classier. With the victim. You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer, armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt beating us to the ground got your attention.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less and...
The lieutenant raises his right arm. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them. In phase. I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, and so...
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Yes.
And you were looking at Dan, the victim and a young woman, having sex?
The old man.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
The motive. This is where the motive...
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
I'm always looking.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle?
A rifle scope has the best magnification.
And if you don't like it?
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
You got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift.
Them. Fucking. I didn't like that. Jealousy. And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But there's no...
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly, like...
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there. Yes, over the years. It's not unproletarian. No. I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the day after I killed him. Yes, I don't know why I do the things I do. Maybe I told you. Now, if you came 10 years ago, I would have...
In the silence, the lieutenant draws one more down.
Since she came to Martinez,
Past the fell building on the coast?
hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done her passport and tickets to Riyadh.
In the free state of Seminine, hidden away at the edge of the...
After she was gone,
Did you keep what was in it? When we
no. Why would I do that? I didn't need...
This implies that he's thought about it. Also, a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on the documents?
Why would I need that trash? It didn't say Clausia in there. It was something. I don't remember. It was dark that I did. She had a face. I could see who she was, too. A spook. On the run.
You could tell she was a spook?
She had different color hair on the photo. And glasses.
He's setting it up. The bruises. You can't make that out in a scope.
You can't see bruises through a scope. It's just a blur.
It quickly comes to you.
Oh, yes. Cutting those drugs of hers
Did you make that hole?
with a clip-point knife. Like that, too. Yes. Bending like a bow against the glass. I've been through all... Yes, that, too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel... You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but...
Those two took the... You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. One more loose end down. We're doing this.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen? How?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging...
One more thing. The flowers, Mr. Zod.
What about them?
There. He's already admitted to it. Just ask.
I did. I shouldn't have. I was there one night, and she was crying. The day... Yes. I don't know why I do. Maybe if you...
In the silence. One more down.
Her.
The lieutenant nods at you. That's it. Motive. We have it.
Where is she, that Clasier? I haven't seen her there for days. Gone. I knew it. She kept staring into the scope this last week. She'd look at night, crying or smoking on the roof, staring right into me.
Midtown, across the Bay of Revachol. On the platform, smaller, distant, hidden. There, on a dilapidated jetty. He's there, doing what exactly, I don't know. Satellite Officer Vicmair points at the ruins. Behind that anti-aircraft, Special Consultant Heidelstein is optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. Let's go get a coffee until then. As the men go, Patrol Officer, good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need something.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years? Enough. Take him in. Bend his arms behind his back and end the...
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers. Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez, because of the racists, everyone pumped full of steroids. Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, not since the serfs of ancient, intense, like animals, like those. The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore's gone now, her gun tucked. The worst is that old cock parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists, and every morning he's there. That's all the rich really want. Sex. We did good when we pushed him under that horse car. If only, in the 30s, those disco...
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only a nonsensical sputter.
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. I've always... Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack, across the water each day. I remember him. I remember him from La Noce. Not him, personally. His make and model. There were tens of thousands of that one. Fat and plump, like a pheasant, just begging to be popped off. Please, Mr. Dross, shoot me. Not yet.
Save the treat for later?
He is a juicy bonbon. Better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one. No. I waited too long. I waited too long, and now...
I'm sorry, Mr. Dross. I understand you knew him.
They're all dead now. Fuck it.
If he really wanted to kill him so bad, he would have done. There must have been 1,000 black days on these islands. His health ailing.
All human beings care.
He reminded him of himself. The same hatred. The same.
And I blew them all. What does it matter now? Fuck you. You think I haven't seen people die?
He's not okay. This is just an...
I don't want to talk about goddamn social.
Renee still presses on his...
I don't even care about those whores anymore. Get it over with. Take glad we talked about what? I ain't going.
The old man stares despondently at the logs. It's like he's forgotten his lip curl.
Glad we talked about what?
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
This terror is the sum of all the uncontrollable... The wind picks up. The silence on the water is...
Your Wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within one... Do you understand?
But... No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now onto the boat.
There it is again. To your north, as it has been since you came to the coast. Something completely different. It sounds like a bow, very slowly being drawn against...
Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat. What?
What are you talking about? Is this... really...
Your skin crawls. A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms. It's still there, an unfolding mechanism.
What are you talking about? There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesque. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand rise instinctively.
Tell me what you see, damn it. I can't make it.
I can see it.
4 simple words, thank God. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence.
Be very, very careful.
creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces the hisses different from the strings you heard before. Ch, 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 s, ch, 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 s.
It is.
You glance over your shoulder. No, the flash will scare the creature off. Warn him now.
We need a photo. No one will believe it.
From the corner of your eye, you see a sudden cascade of motion ripple through the phasmid's limbs, a series of ultrasonic.
I won't be one of those.
He's letting his. You see the phasmid turn to him. Its mandible and shh. The spindly mechanism turns itself back to you. Its antennae taking their measure of the air. Slowly. Slowly, with your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward the phasmid. The creature lets out a slight laughter, a sort of happiness. The tracheal system on the creature's abdomen expands in front of you to take it. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature is cracked. The insect stops its stridulation, seeming suddenly. There is silence. As you do, the invertebrate comes to life, its limbs moving, praying to you. Unwittingly, the insect continues its stridulations. As it moves, tuft, no reply. A total ancient silence. You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented lower lip.
Careful. It may be poisonous.
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel.
I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmodia, endemic to the Insulandian Insula. For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight, no one unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. Also, I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the citizen militia in rebel. So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect? He's in a bad state, deteriorating fast now. He thinks I am beneficial to him, very slowly. And only because he won't go away. It is meant to keep them from noticing me, to interfere with the pictures in their heads. But he has looked at me for too long. No, there is one more. Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you before you go. That woman. Turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward. For freedom. She was hell on earth. It doesn't take 3 meters.
Okay.
There is no change in the insect's motion. What?
In 3. If it moves, you jump back.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword. The phasmid freezes in its bright light. Head turned toward the lieutenant, hypnotized by the flash. It stands frozen. The sweat on your arms feels cold as ice, as if you're frozen as well. And
I got it.
for all time. The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's much lighter than a reed. You feel a soft push could tip the creature over. It's a small shudder passes the creature's arm. High above you, its black pearl eyes. There is some kind of countdown happening. As it slowly processes, the stimulus overloaded it. It's passing, like an extended moment or a gallstone. The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, it is surprisingly delicate. The curly end.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
You were right. It glistens with some kind of moisture. The creature, it tastes like sugar, very faint. The anthropod towers above you, tufts of reeds pointing from limb and odorless, mostly comprised of water. Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a red.
Maybe it is real. The pheromone.
About now, he is ready to believe in anything. The insect's head is crowned with reed-like scales, the shape of seed heads. They run breathing you in, your sour, greasy semiochemicals on the breeze.
It's good. It's good.
The arthropod towers above you. As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface. And just like that, it's gone. And something under it. In the place it stood, bobbing there.
It's gone. Apparently, yes. Like a water strider. Only... looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look.
What now?
In some kind of strange, semi-catatonic.
Our suspect is not looking so good. We need to check on...
This passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic of Oranje, is issued to a black-haired woman called Katarzyna.
Classia's hidden documents. From the empty boy.
It's Klasia, with short black hair and glasses. She looks boy. Old photo, before life came and...
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or... Like a magpie? What a coincidence.
By now, the lieutenant has accepted your unusual methods.
She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith. And I don't know who Katarzyna Alasia is, but it's safe to say it's not her either. In short, we got lied to, again. In a way, I don't know, but it's not Katarzyna Alasia, or Klasia, or Anouk Meyer-Smith. We didn't even scratch. Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what else she'd be raising in mind.
The winds are silent. Brother, you've managed to collect all the armor pieces. Too bad it's too late for the big showdown. It would have looked very impressive.
What is it? What do you want from me? I can't go. See.
Mr. Dras?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes glazed over and with fear and longing. A light shiver passes him. Follow.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is, these cells are transport.
The trembling mouth appears to...
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here.
He stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir at nothing. Just...
If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as he said he did, the ebb would put it back here. This makes sense. Mr. Dras could...
I lost.
He turns his eyes to the reeds again. As he's done...
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there. With the help of a magpie phasmid. This site is a T9, Mr. Dras. Was it a...
Silence. You've gotten all you will out of... No reaction. His breathing is slow, and he...
Did you take this passport and other papers from a boy?
The spirit.
He hears us.
No reply.
Try something else?
The plastic cape flaps...
Old age and shock. Yes, the arrest and the appearance of the phasmid. The combined stress.
There's much more. Remember what it said when it spoke.
He was energetic and articulate. After all these years, it does not seem to be animated now it's left. Honestly, I'm ready to believe anything at this point. Maybe why not? That could be part of the shock.
No response.
Then how did we see it? Oh, you mean, whatever does this, does it over time? Teenagers, kids, drunks, sightings are... Mr. Dras, have you ever... The doctors will have to look at this. I hope your station has... You mean pheromonal? The scope, knowing of her bruises, his disposition toward Miss Oranje? I see what you mean. You should be more careful, detective. Are you sure it wasn't having an effect on you? A valid hunch. He did seem distressed when it finally came to arresting him, like he didn't want to leave this place. I have absolutely forgotten to take notes. I hope I remember.
No one would believe you without it.
We should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe here, if we don't take too long.
A dim golden glow animates the console. The lighting in the room turns on with a sizzle. A dim ambient. The dial slides under the dusty glass.
Insular.
It's an air-gapped system. An off-air military. The skiff is swaying.
Let's. We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight, but for the sound of conversation on the water, there is 2 men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a lake. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Look what the tide brought him. I want to call you a teapot, but I'm honestly kind of impressed. No idea where you got all that gear, but there's no doubt in my mind that some bad people are look. Also, you look like a fucking idiot.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've... This is the man with sunglasses from the Whirling in Rags. But where are his sunglasses?
Oh, really? They don't seem bothered by it? That's because you're a cop in an exoskeleton. Yes, that has always explained it.
This is not the first time he's seen you all decked out in Wacko.
Vic, calm down.
That's right. And you're some kind of murder machine. We're not forgetting about it.
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstam. I believe we've met on several occasions.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean-Vic Kumar, and this is your special task force. Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trent Heilerstam, Patrol Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Precinct 57. We've just come...
The scene is making even him.
We might need your help with something later.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated...
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi. Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe...
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical...
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got?
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets.
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit. Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Trent fucking Heidelstown, and Guillaume Baby.
I'm technically just a...
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show. Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Baby is a police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then he left because he lost faith in your ability to lead the unit. Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Trump do. It's a Major Crimes Unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We are shit tier now, Harry. Because of you.
The 41st isn't...
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went. Strange. He didn't mention that. In fact, the establishment didn't look saved at all. There was a giant aerograffito in front of the building. It was on fire. I knew it. Didn't I tell you, Trant? I told you.
The line is from Lu Jiatun's Mirova 82, isn't it? About girl-child communism, the titular returning character to ghost the apparition of... Good choice, Henry.
He is correct. It was the Seraillese poet Lu Jiatun who, in the 50s of the last...
Don't encourage him, Trant.
Okay.
God damn it, Harry. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All we burn. Detect or die. Oh, you think it was cool you saying that? Aesthetic somehow? You were crying when we got here. Breaking things. You said we were going into... None of us wanted to see the abyss. So we fucked off. Like you told us to. The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come in.
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde...
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, Isola, pound, and so on.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
He is. He's getting better. And I can confirm.
I believe it, Rank. People do that. It's...
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before. Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. For acting.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant... Look at the ruins, the neon, listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, hardwired to the free market. He just needed...
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit?
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here. Yeah. Just stand there. No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry? Ah, so refreshing. He just admits it. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of everyone's payslip. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand. Not today, badge.
And your gun?
As if having your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements.
he has it. And he didn't drop it. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Put that thing away before you kill someone. So you forgot to drink? I don't buy it. Why do you smell like a corpse?
He's wounded. It's been a long week, and he's handled an actual corpse.
What you've discovered? You let the suspect escape. A certain
We've read the report, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuragis. We know.
Oh, well, if she was specially trained. I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect who also escaped. Yeah, Ruby's something. Or the fact that you're Evra Claire's little peony now, doing I don't know what compared to the 6 people who were gunned down.
He did everything he could.
Here comes the cavalry.
He did so at considerable risk to his person. Remember, he was shot. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been. Detective, it's better if I do that.
It's so much better if he does this.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you did not.
He thinks of apologizing, but decides against it.
You've spent the week with him on this case.
On the case?
On Lieutenant Geoffretor Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge. That's all.
See?
1 week.
Then there's the self-flagellation issue. He likes to apologize, profusely, making it sound like he's guilty of at least first It's odd, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a hustler. He grinds. He makes the real. And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, something I was not present for. But despite all this, he can talk human beings into telling him everything. And he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped. Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke. Which, by the way, I have to disagree with you, Mr. Vicmar.
Okay, he did something.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case. And he solved it. We have a confession. A murder. He apprehended a straggler who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution. Who's probably committed other murders over those years.
A new species?
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds.
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it. You hear gasps beneath the howling of the wind.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected to the case?
Detective? The old man was not aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
So it is connected.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary.
Yes. It really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget it. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
Yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk. Drunk.
The body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry.
Still, good work with the missing.
It's still a point for you. No denying it.
Who's Kuno?
You don't want to know.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't. You snorted the drugs, I know you did. It's alright. I mean, at this point, anything is but the drink.
Female?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female. And
Incredible. Were there
not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers. Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't. As in cloning itself, what makes you think so? Then it wouldn't matter if it's male or female. The bower would just be rudimentary.
That makes sense.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely...
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from...
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carp discovers new species. Maybe even discovers...
This would really help with some of the...
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all.
Without it,
You're doing good here. Perhaps quit while you're ahead? Or no?
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym. The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as this man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to...
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory.
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
Jealousy. I thought this Lilianovich was an old man.
A strange psychosexual fixation, aggravated possibly by proximity to the phasmid and its chemicals. He himself gave a political reason. Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet found in the dead mercenary's head. And two...
It's a clean win.
It's way more than that.
Get over yourself. You're not a perfectionist, and none of this can hide the smell of booze on the wind.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever leave? It will pass. In time.
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species. And so I have to.
Anything that ends the trial is okay with me.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into...
Now you will finally get to know who you are. The man looks westward, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry. Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but...
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your moves on the church floor, which honestly was just jump aerobics, your use of the word graffito.
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's a...
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also,
You really went with it too.
Dubois? It was Dora Engelund, I think. You've said her name, but you weren't married. You were engaged. Something like that. Half Vazan.
Vasa is where beautifully and impossibly blonde people come from.
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol. God, I don't know. 6 years ago, she was way before my time. Yeah, or incredibly bangable. She was extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous. A gorgeous bourgeois woman.
Snow, Welkin. Heartbreak, Welkin. Pain, Welkin.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was.
Look, it's about to rain soon.
I think she told in the act. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit.
In other words, he's heard enough about this.
No. You're too unstable to work for my boss. You're suicidal, Harry. No
I assure you, I wouldn't consult for a corrupt unit.
He would immediately backpedal out of it.
Us? With the bloody murder station, haven't you heard? With the...
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is to...
Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good. Mac the Torso Torson and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me. Things are...
They are damn iconic, though. Torson and McLean.
Yeah, not like us. Two clinically depressed old men. Where's the contrast here? We're God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me. Other losers too.
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the...
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the...
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, Police Captain Ptolemy Price sits behind. They speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April and the blood on the streets in May.
So he remembers that. Yes, there may have been a raid on some...
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear.
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about...
He means it. The RCM and its enemies will not be discussed on this coast.
Okay.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto.
The press will blow over.
Thank you again, Lieutenant. Who is...
She lives at 1113 Tabernacle Road in Jamrock.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. Near where you live on Perdition.
Fine. If we're gonna drop you...
She and her husband were conducting... They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good. Well, first I will go back to my station and write... Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spot.
Distant traffic. A scrap of newspaper drifts by.
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of 2 captains with my doom-mongering. Work with Price? I'm flattered.
Would fit in. Am crazy enough. Can take this. This truly came as a surprise to him.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered.
I would have to tie things up.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need...
I do like the sound of that.
He's really considering it.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Trump brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jam.
Under the violet morning, you close your eyes and hear Torson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's quite unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Ptolemy Price points his pen at the doctor. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's up.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to...